And we are live. We are live here, 2 o'clock, here at the Signs residence. Ain't nobody watching right now, so it's all good and dandy. We don't have anybody on, so it's all cool. We are here, day 7,044. No, I'm just kidding. But the fifth week here in quarantine, guys. Hopefully, you guys are doing safe. You're okay. Hey, guys. Emilio. Hey. Isabella, what's up, guys? 11 people. Whoop, whoop. There we go. Hello, 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 everybody. Hey, guys. Hope you guys are doing good. Tell all your friends, send out the text message that we are on and we are live. Okay. Hopefully, you guys are doing okay. Hopefully, you guys are doing fine. Okay. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Hey, any questions? Right now, it'd be awesome to go ahead and drop your questions there in the comment section. All right, go ahead and drop your questions on the comment section. Right now would be the time to do it before we start. Okay. Okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie. Are you guys having any trouble with the work? As far as everything doing? Sir, when are we having another lesson? All right. We had you had one on yesterday. I posted it yesterday. Going over it today. Hey JP. Was the video not working? I guess that's it. That my question was: the video not working? I'm done. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to actually be posting the quiz today. There is. I got finished half of it. Okay. Yeah. Well, go ahead and try to finish the rest. Okay. I will be posting a quiz. Excuse me. I will be posting a quiz today. Hey, Rogelio, welcome, buddy. Haven't heard from you in a while. When are you going live again? I'm going to go live again on Friday afternoon. Okay, Friday afternoon. Remember, we didn't do any schoolwork on Monday. JP, thanks, buddy. I got your work. Yes. M Cooked, got your work too. JP, I got your work. So, Rogelio, hey, get on Google Classroom, buddy. I need you to hop on there and check it out. At what time? Friday. You know what, guys? Let's do Friday. Let's do 3 o'clock. Let's do 3 o'clock on Friday. I finished now. I need the quiz. Yes, I'm gonna send you guys the quiz. Okay. Did you? Yes, I got your work. Hey, Diego Cantu, do I got your work from Google Classroom? Check it out, buddy. All right. Yes. Did I get your work, Ariel? I got your work, buddy. Checked it out. Okay. It is updated. Okay. I already did mine. Awesome. Guys, one thing that I need you guys to do, okay, while we're talking about the subject of work, hey, make sure that once you do it, guys, if you send me a picture, right, go ahead and send it to me, right? Attach that picture on there, everything. Thank you, Isabella, for finishing everything. Go ahead. Yes, I got your work, by the way. Go ahead and make sure that you click and make sure that it's click as finished, okay? Because if you do not click as finished and then I go back and I check it and I don't see it, then I'm not going to give you that grade for that, okay? So for example, the video lesson, let's say you did it, you copied it down, you posted the picture, right, on the comment section, you attached it there of the work, right? But then you didn't click finished, then how do I know that? I'm only going to know if I go back and see your picture. It would be helpful for me if you go back and click finish. That way I can double confirm that you did it. Okay. So there are some of you on here that have not done the work, right? So you will not be getting credit for that. So now would be the time to go back, check it out, and do it. Okay. So all right, guys, about another minute or two before we start talking about the video lesson that was posted. So do we take a picture? Yeah, if you want to take a picture, that's perfectly fine. That way you can post it on there. If not, if you somehow have downloaded, if we print it, awesome. Actually, you know what? It's actually easier if you print, because like, for example, you already printed it, right? go ahead and just snap a picture with your phone and then attach it to that comment section. That way it's there. Okay. Any other questions, guys, before we start? Okay. Did you get my work? Yes, JP, I got your work. Okay. I printed it. Awesome. If you printed it, awesome, guys. Hey, in this time, guys, if you happen to have a printer, that's cool, right? That's it doesn't if you can't print it, that's okay, guys. Just download it, right, and then edit it on there. Hey, Joshua Casas, I see you, buddy. Welcome. Okay. All right, guys. So about another 15 seconds. Hey, coach, are you ever going to do Google Meets? Yes, Anna Uresi, sir, didn't let me edit the lesson. That's perfectly fine. If it doesn't let it edit, then just download it as a download it to your computer. Okay, that's the next best thing. Okay. Are you ever going to do a Google Meets? Yes, I am actually planning on doing a Google Meets. Sorry, I should have corrected myself. I'm planning on actually doing a Google Meets on Friday instead of a YouTube Live. We only got about 18 people watching us now. There's about 18 students, right? Excuse me. Now just jumped to 19. So we're climbing now. Oh, no, we're at 20, right? As the more I talk about people watching, the more it climbs up. But because we only have about, I've had the last few videos, the last few lives, I've only had about less than, 20 peeps. I figured that maybe doing a Google Meet, maybe seeing everybody just to check on how everybody's doing would be a great idea. So I'm thinking about Friday at 3 o'clock. That way you're finished with the quiz. You've got plenty of time to do it. And we can move forward from there. So, hey, what's up, Aiden? So check it out. I'm going to send the link out Friday, thinking right about 3 o'clock, maybe just a little 30 minutes, just to talk and do things like that and chit chat. Okay. So with that being said, guys, I'll take some more questions there at the end of the video today. Okay. Yeah, you know it, buddy, right here. I got him right here. I got him on. I can listen. Okay. Hey, Rogelio, send me an email, buddy. All right. That way my brother does. Yeah, I got them. Andres, I see that. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and look at it right there. Okay. We're looking at chapter 21 and 22. All right. Let's go ahead and bust out those notes. Right now would be the time to do that so we can look at it. All right. We're talking about major events. All right. Last week we talked about the oil industry, right, and how that helped increase not only the population, right, but the business aspects of Texas, right? Well, as we continue to grow into the early 20th century, which was the 1900s, right? Where that's what we're going to be talking about, some of the events during that time. Okay. Well, it starts off with some hurricanes, right? The hurricane of 1900, right? In 1900, Galveston was hit by a hurricane with 120 mile an hour winds. Okay. It crushed buildings, drowned thousands, and it was the worst natural disaster at that time in U.S. history. Okay. That was literally at the turn of the century. To start off the 19th century, excuse me, the 20th century, it became the worst national U.S. disaster in history at that time, right? Later on, we would see Katrina and things like that, many hurricanes throughout time, but that was the very first leading natural disaster, right? 10 years later, right? There's still racism, guys. Racism at that time was just because the Civil War ended doesn't mean there wasn't racism. We see the creation of the Jim Crow laws. In 1910, Texas passed the Jim Crow laws, in which segregated railroad cars, schools, hospitals, and all public places. All right. Segregate, right, was to separate people according to their race. So this is where you would see, when we talk about racism, you see the water fountain where you drink water, right? If you can picture the water fountain there at B.L. Gray in between the two restrooms, right? One would say for white people and the other one would say for people of color, right? When you think of people of color, it wasn't just, Black people or African Americans. It was essentially Hispanics and people who are not white. That's what it was. That was what segregation meant. Okay. So to us, as a people here of the Rio Grande Valley, right, which is a predominantly about 95% Hispanic, we think, oh, wow, would that consider us? Yes, that would consider us in that segregation movement, right? So talking about Hispanics, right, we talk about Mexican Americans in that next little section. Mexican Americans were also victims of the Jim Crow laws. They weren't allowed into public places and had to attend separate schools, right? And not only that, many were punished in speaking Spanish in Texas schools. Um, Many of my relatives and some of the other people that I know of that are a few years older than I am, right, have said that they would get in trouble for speaking Spanish in school, because predominantly guys back then, the teachers were white, right? Those were the people that were going to school most of the time. They were educating themselves, they were getting their degrees, right? Um, Even colleges back then were very racist in the sense of who they would allow in or out of their college, right? So most of the people who were educated enough to have a teaching position were white. So when they would hear kids talk in different languages, boom, they would hit them, right? They remember corporal punishment was actually a accepted back then, right? Yeah. Wow. So nobody could speak Spanish. Yeah, nobody. It was very rare. If you think about it, right? You think about Bill Gray, right? Our school, and you think, wow, 90% of the kids talking about, okay, maybe less, maybe like 85% of the kids are talking Spanish in the hallway somehow, some way, things like that, right? So yeah, that's the thing. Hey, Patricio, what's up, buddy? So with that being said, we essentially see the creation of the Jim Crow laws, right? 20th century. Yes, that is correct. All right. So we move forward in time, and now we talk about World War One, right, from 1914 to 1918. All right. World War One began in 1914 over old disputes between the Allies and the Central Powers in Europe. The Allies at that time were Britain, France, Russia, and other nations, smaller nations that had joined together. The Central Powers of that time were Germany, the Ottoman Empire, Bulgaria, Austria, and Hungary, and what would become also known as Soviet Russia. Okay. That was World War One. I know we're barely, just skimming through it, but it essentially doesn't really have much overlay over what happens in Texas. Okay, but here's how it involves Texas, right? As through that kind of that bigger picture. Excuse me. It has to do with the Zimmerman telegram in 1917. Sir, wasn't the Allies called the entity? The entity? I'll look that up, buddy. Okay. Like the video. All right. All right, guys. So 1917, the German Foreign Secretary Arthur Zimmermann sent Mexico a secret telegram that was discovered by the Allies. In this telegram, Germany offered to join forces with Mexico to invade the U.S. and take back Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. So here we see the Germans in 1917 trying to plot against the U.S. at that time. Still, this telegram wasn't enough, as history recalls us, that it wasn't enough to convince the U.S. to actually attack Mexico, or essentially even the grounds to blame them for anything, right? Mexico, on the other hand, did not listen, right? Did not even try to pay attention to that, as history would tell. And they just kept doing their own thing, right? But this is how we see the United States come into the World War One, right? Americans were so angry by the Zimmerman telegram that Congress declared war on Germany, right? Not on Mexico, on Germany, right? On April of 1917. The entry of the U.S. helped the Allies win the war on November the 11th of 1918. Okay, but a year and a half later, we go in there, we help, we kick tail, and we get out. Okay, now because of that, the 18th Amendment comes in 1918. The 18th Amendment, right, prohibited the manufacture and sale of alcohol in the United States. And this was known as prohibition, right? And prohibition at that time was very, very essentially, how would you put it? It was a very touchy subject, okay? Americans saw alcohol as a form ability to maybe kind of suppress the bad lives that they had, right? They would, consume alcohol just to kind of moonshine. Yes, moonshine time. They would, drink alcohol and just kind of relaxes you in the sense of, hey, you know, in a sense of like, hey, I'm able to enjoy myself some alcohol. It relaxes me, gets my mind off things of what's going on, right? But what was happening, guys, is a lot of people thought, hey, a lot of people are drinking alcohol. They're getting absolutely drunk. They're out there fighting, killing each other for no reason because of the state of alcohol, right? So we need to get rid of alcohol. But alcohol at that time was a business. It's a very big, 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 big business, right? So the national government says, you know what? Hey, we're just going to go in. We're going to cut that alcohol business out. We're going to get rid of it. We're not going to, alcohol is going to be illegal, right? It's going to be simply illegal to drink it, sell it, buy it, trade it, illegal, all of it, right? So we see that in the 18th Amendment, right? So it's known as prohibition, a national movement to ban the sale or use or drink of alcohol, right? So after that, right, after that failed experiment, we're going to see later on that in the 21st Amendment that actually canceled it, right? Because of the people of the US saying, hey, we want alcohol, right? We want to be able to eat, drink, and trade whatever as far as alcohol. That's a business. That's how I make money and things like that. Later on in 1933, excuse me, the 21st Amendment ends up canceling that prohibition uh, because of the demand for that. What ended up happening, guys, is in 1918, the US says, hey, yeah, let's scrap it. It's going to be super smart, right? Well, what ends up happening is because of the illegal trade, right? Because of the illegal factories and the legal breweries making it, and such a high demand for restaurants and things like that, still purchasing it illegally, right? Uh, Actually, more wars started breaking out. Rival gangs, uh, illegal businesses needed to defend themselves to be able to sell these things, right? So what happens? Boom. They say, you know what? Too many people are getting killed because of this. So you know what? Let's just make it legal again to buy, sell, and trade alcohol. Okay. So that was 18th Amendment prohibits alcohol. And if you want to write that down on the side, 21st Amendment in 1933 canceled prohibition. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the 19th Amendment. And for you ladies out there, the 19th Amendment in 1920 was very, very important for that. Because in 1920, the 19th Amendment was ratified, right? And women were finally given the right to vote. Okay. This is where women are finally given an equal voice into who was going to be able to represent them in government, right? This is known as suffrage, guys, the right to vote. And it's not about like I'm physically suffering, right? No, it's just called suffrage, women's suffrage, right? And that was the right to vote, a women's right to vote. Okay. So in 1920, all right, we see that. This is the first time in US history, right, that women were allowed to vote in either a city election, right, for the mayor, a national election where it's for Congress, things like that, and for the presidential candidate. All right, for those three different types of elections, right? Women were given and granted the ability to vote. Okay, so women and ladies, that's a shout out to y'all in 1920. All right. With that, the modernizations of the 1920s. Okay. In the 1920s, life in Texas became more modernized. Electricity has come to Texas homes, as well as radios, telephones, and the telegraph lines. Still no Wi Fi in the 20s, right? For those of you who greatly depend on that Wi Fi, right? We all do nowadays. But also, we see the creation, right? The modernization of automobiles. Automobiles, big buses started to come to Texas, and this is where we see that. Okay, so just a fun fact, right? So in the 1920s, we start to see electricity in Texas, right? 1920s, right? Let's go ahead and go with that. My parents, right? My dad specifically is from. My parents are from Mexico, right? They lived in Mexico many years. Uh, so my dad in his hometown. My dad was born in 1963. Okay, 1963, and he did not have electricity in his hometown until 1968, 5 years afterwards. So my dad was about 5 years old when he got electricity in his hometown. Fun fact, he was the one that told me years ago, but I remembered it, right? Talking about electricity and coming to Texas, right? But it's just crazy to see how, not very long ago, right? We're talking about 60, 70 years ago, people in rural parts, right? Or at least into the parts right here by the border of Mexico having electricity, getting electricity in Mexico, right? Obviously, it spread from there, right? And it went from there. All right, guys. So, hey, that's our chapter 21, 22 major events of the early 20th century. If you have any questions, right now would be the time to ask them, type them down. I'll take about a few more minutes just to talk about some of the questions you may have. And then we'll get out of here, guys. Oh, we got 29 viewers. All right. Hey, to all you 29 who are watching, hope you guys are staying safe and doing okay. Okay. A few more minutes, guys. Type your questions, write them down. I'll answer them. And then we'll get out of here for today. And we'll see you guys on Friday. Okay. What time Friday? No questions. Hey, Diego, what's up, buddy? You doing all right? All right. No questions. What time Friday? You know what? Let's do 3:00. Electricity, yes. Electricity, very important. Coach, tell them to like your video. I got about 15 likes. 15 likes. Hey, you still riding, Diego? Yes, sir. Only 13 likes. I see 15. Nice water. Thanks, buddy. Sponsored by HEB, right? Hill Country Fair. Shout out to anybody. Did the East Coast have electricity before we did? Oh yeah, dude. Electricity was like in the mid to late 1800s in the East Coast. Dude, big time. Hey, if you want to watch there's a good movie out there. I haven't seen it yet, right? I haven't seen it yet, but I had a couple friends tell me about it, right? Sir, nice mic, where did you buy? I'll answer that question right now, okay? So we're talking about electricity, right? So if you go online right now and look for the movie, it's called A Current War, and it's talking about electricity current, right? Not like a current war. It's called A Current War. It's the race. But if I'm wrong, I apologize. It's the race between Thomas Edison, excuse me, and Nikola Tesla. It's the race versus them two. Okay, and it talks about their race for electricity, dude. It's got about 4 or 5 stars on Amazon. I haven't seen it yet. I'm planning on watching it. Okay. So it's called The Current War, like electricity current, the current war. So check that out, Gael. You had mentioned it, right? When electricity in the East Coast, it started with them, dude. It's pretty good. I've seen other documentaries that talk about their little race, right? But that supposedly that movie's good. There you go, Westinghouse. There you go, boom, that one. Westinghouse was actually the person that ended up funding Nikola Tesla. And Emilio, because of your 15 questions there, I see it, buddy. I got it on Amazon, my man. $50. It's $50. Just on Amazon, type out podcast mic. So that's what it is. Podcast mic. But yeah, check it out. The Current War. I'm gonna watch it over. Probably not today. I got another show that I've been watching. I've been watching a show. Actually, I've been watching a show, guys, that talked about Prohibition and the Chicago mob and how their involvement is. So I'm watching that right now on Amazon. That's a pretty good show for me. I'm really liking that. It's talking about Al Capone and his involvement in Prohibition and how he became famous during that. So it's actually, in my opinion, it's really, really cool. Talks about that. So same. I've been watching a show. Yeah. Hey guys, a few more minutes. About another 2 minutes. Questions before we wrap it up for today. Any other questions, guys? Isabella, she's already out. Bye, Isabella. Any other questions, guys? While we're still here, man, I got 25 solid people today watching. Thanks, guys. Big shout out to y'all. Don't worry, this is a non-monetized channel, so it's not like the more viewers I get, the more money. Oh yeah, somebody said about the water. Hey, shout out to HEB. If any of your parents work at HEB, big shout out to them, guys. Big shout out to them for working. All right. Sir, what do I do for quarantine? Hey, just take care of yourself. I've been watching animated. Hey, I haven't watched. Hey, I got that Disney Plus, but I have not been watching any of the Avengers shows. All right. It doesn't hurt to try. Somebody just dabbed. I don't know how you dabbed through the screen. But they dabbed. Awesome. About another minute. Monetization. Not yet, buddy. Not yet. Working on that. I need to put some ads on my videos. Ariel. I've been playing basketball. There you go. All right, guys. Hey, last few questions before we wrap up for today. Last few questions, guys, before we wrap up today. Anybody have any trouble with the work? I've been sleeping. Yeah, a lot of us have been sleeping, buddy. Anybody having trouble with the work? Right now would be the time to ask. Sir, can you hit the whoa? What is the whoa, buddy? Is that where you go like this? Something like that, right? I don't know. I don't know that one. All right, guys. So, any other questions? Sir, do you know the Renegade? No, I don't know the Renegade. Had a lot of people in my class memorize the Renegade, but no, I do not do that. And do not download that TikTok. Make sure, remember, I told you, Chinese-based company watching you all the time. TikTok. Sir, can you... Sweet one. Oh, doctor, it's the sweet one. From Dr. Pepper. All right, guys. Hey, with that being said, guys, hey, I'll be, boom, there it is. It came to my head. All right, so I'm actually going to be sending the quiz immediately after this. As soon as I end this, I'm going on Google Classroom, sending you the quiz. Please go finish it. Take the quiz. The sooner you do it, the faster you get it out of your way. That way you can do all the other work that your other teachers have sent you, right? That way you can get that out of the way, all right? It's going to be the Chapter 21-22 quiz. Going to be available on Google Classroom immediately after this video. As soon as I end this live stream, I'm going over there and I am posting it, okay? All right, guys, with no more questions today, I hope you guys stay safe, stay in quarantine. Please practice that social distancing. Wash your hands. Hopefully you and your family are safe, guys. God bless you guys, and we will see you guys soon, all right? This is Coach Signs signing out.